Hey guys, Matt from IronTrap Garage. Today we're doing a quick little update on the 34 Ford project. So now I'm working on getting the throttle and the engine hooked up, basically so we can drive the thing inside the car. I started going through and inventorying again all the parts that we found inside the car. I was able to actually find the door latches, which were really nice. So I found the latch hardware, so the door shuts and latches, which is awesome. And I did find the throttle pedal that's been modified in the car, or in the pile of stuff that we took out. And I found pretty much all the hardware to hook it to the firewall. Now, I was all excited about to hook that all up, and this is just something that older work that was done to the car probably back in the day wasn't a big deal, but since I'm redoing it, I want to correct it. So, the problem we're having is basically they took an original pedal and they welded a piece of round bar, they cut it off, and then they welded the upright to it, which is great, and I'm sure it worked fine, but the piece where it's swiveled in the firewall is like really bad. I mean, yeah, not good. So that was moving around all willy-nilly like and was not good. I'm sure that created a very sloppy throttle. I mean, you could see it would be able to move like that. So what I'm going to do on this is, again, I'm trying to retain a lot of the original parts that were on the car and embrace some of the old work. Like, I think this is kind of neat how this was done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little spacer to put back in here and get this tightened up, and then hook the throttle up today, and hopefully we can get the throttle hooked up so we can move it under its own power sitting in the car, and it'll be awesome. So I'm going to take some measurements to this and go over to the lathe and turn down a little sleeve for this thing and see where we get. Alright, so I got my little sleeve pressed in here, cleaned everything off. I'm using 035 wire here like I would use for doing sheet metal work, because we're just going to weld on the edge here just to lock this sleeve in. I was just afraid over time it might walk itself out, and then if the sleeve wears out, all you would need to do is grind the weld down, knock the sleeve out, and then you could make another sleeve if somebody chooses to do that, and that'll probably be beyond when I own the car or am alive, so it should do well for now. So 45 amps, And 035 wire, I'm gonna just do a little mini TIG weld around the edge. Alright, now we can spin her over. It's got the nut in the vise there, so I can just easily spin it around. And we'll do the other side. Easy as that. Alright, so I figured while this is cooling, I'll show you guys. So you can see I just did a little TIG weld just around that outside edge there, just to blend it in and make sure that it doesn't fall out. I'm going to take a little chamfer bit and just run it on either side, just in case my weld kind of creeped in on the inside diameter hole. So I'll take a little chamfer bit on both sides, and then the thing should be ready to fit up at that point. Oh yeah, tight like a toy gun. Alright, so I got the throttle linkage all hooked up. We reused as much of the stuff that was on the car. We took it off when we were trying to get it running. I got it hooked back up, so it's got this little spring here hooked to a bracket on the oil fill tube. Goes over to this piece of linkage here that they have set up, which goes over and has a little spring ball and socket set up like factory. So I'm guessing this little chrome piece is a aftermarket piece there. And we got the pedal all hooked up, and you can see I got the little cover like the factory, and our little baby shortened throttle linkage is all set up, and I got that piece there. You can't even tell it was modified, so pretty happy with that. Throttle works good. I got it set up. It's going to be kind of dark in here, but I got it set up in the car. I think the throttle pedal, for my taste, is sitting a little low. You guys can see, I'm trying not to block the light here, but let's see, the throttle pedal seems to me that it's sitting a little way down there, but maybe that's just how it was, and everything I ever have is modified and hacked up, and maybe that's how it is. But so yeah, so that's all in there. It works just fine. I'm sure I can get used to it. It's not a big deal. But that works now, and we can push the pedal. Springs back real good, so pretty good. So that's one of those little projects that I usually do behind the scenes that you guys might not see, and is now done, and you can see the doors latch really nicely. Psyched on that. So just those little things, little updates. Figured we'd throw this in for an extra video for you guys that are maybe looking for some extra content or something to do to occupy just a few minutes of your time. Next thing I'm probably going to work on here in a little while is I'm going to work on the fuel pump. One of our viewers, Jim from New Jersey, is a early Chevy V8 guru, and he has a really kick-ass 32 Ford and a little British hot rod with a small block in it that is just super bitchin'. I will drop a photo in. But anyways, Jim comes to visit me every now and then, and he came to check out the car, and he brought along a old fuel pump, which I don't, actually I got it laying over here. So Jim brought this fuel pump along, and it is a good fuel pump for an early 265. So I can drop this in. Thank you, Jim. I'm going to put this in here soon. So now that we got the gas pedal hooked up, we'll put the fuel pump in. I could run it off a nurse tank quite easily at that point, and then we can work on taking the gas tank out. But I'm just bouncing back and forth right now between stuff to make it look good and function, and also the mechanical stuff, and that way we can kind of just keep everything moving in one direction. So yeah, that's a quick little update. Hope you guys enjoy and are staying safe and healthy, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.